All right, this video is just to show you how to run VU-1 VU-2 manually, I guess you'd say, when there's an issue with Siemens like this. So right now you can see uh, the BMS control system's not communicating properly. Likely it's some sort of IP address or port conflict issue. But just in the short term, what you can do is this. So this is the DJM control board inside the units. You can see under here, it shows you here and here that if you put your meter into these ports, you can get a readout of the set point and the discharge air temperature. So right now, to do this, you have to set your meter to volts DC. So you can see these three ports here. This one is the COM. So this is common. And then as you can see here, this one says SPC. So this is your set point. This D temp is your discharge air temperature. So putting it into here, so right now it's calling for 39 degrees Celsius. So that 3.9 is 39, and the air temperature going out is 42. So putting out pretty hot air right now. And the reason for that is because when I came in, the system wasn't working and the room was pretty cold from it being off overnight. Also doing the same thing here with this unit. So same deal. This one's on the set point. One thing that's really nice with this meter is you can remove the display, and then you can take this little wireless meter display over here to the panel. And so on the panel, this is where you can bypass it. So this is the panel upstairs. We're looking at VU-1 VU-2. You can see I've got these sort of like little sheets here to help out sort of know what to change. So this page in particular is in order to manually adjust the damper position. It's highlighting which ones to use. You need to have a little bit of understanding of figuring out what's what. Maybe I can find a cheat sheet in the manuals that details every single one of these tags, but if you look at this, basically these ones here are basically all inputs going into the, you can consider this this is what actually runs the unit. What you see on the computer screen is just the user interface for interacting with this and communicating with this. So this can still run the unit even if the computer is not working, similar to what I've probably shown in the plant room. So you can see I've labeled a couple of these, like just showing OA equals outside air. So this is the outside air damper for number 100. This is outside air damper for number 200. Maybe in the future I'll get a few more of these labeled. You can see I labeled a bunch of these. So all these ones that have got the little light on this side, that means it's currently in hand mode. So if you look at this, you see this little plus and minus and hand. So basically you press in on that little dot in the center. It's like pressing like this, just in and out, to enable and disable hand. And then you use the left and right to basically toggle something up or down. So in the case of these, you can see enabled. Obviously I don't need AC because it's winter time. 100 enabled, return fan, all those things been switched on to hand. And then coming down here, so this one, number 7, that is, so you map these basically by, you look at the numbers on here. So you see this is number 7 in the brackets there, and CRC VU-1 DA signal. So this is the one that's basically telling that HVAC unit what to run at. And so here, you're going to be able to see as I change this up and down. So that's up, that's down. So right now, I'm going to leave this right, let's say there. So 20 degrees Celsius is what we're now asking for a set point from that room. I had it turned up extra warm just to get it warmed up before the first booking in there. And now, if you need to fine tune this even more, you can go back to the unit. And so this is, 20 degrees, well, it's 20.2 degrees Celsius is what you're asking for a set point. That's going to be pretty comfortable for most activities, but let's just say you need, you want it really fine-tune that. So this here, mostly you shouldn't really need to play with this, but if you think of this dial as, so that Siemens system on these inputs here, which corresponds to the plus and minus here, this is basically just a 0 to 10 volt signal coming into here to say, run this hard, as like a percentage essentially. 0 is saying don't run, 10 is saying run as hard as you possibly can. This dial here on the DJM control board, that's basically the range of how hard it can run. So like if it's all the way maxed out, that 10 volt signal is going to be amplified much more than if it's down here. So it changes the window of how hard that burner is going to run and what that outside, what that discharge air temperature is going to potentially be. So if you want to fine tune the setting that you made there, you can turn this down or turn this up, and you can dial it in if you want to try and get it, say, right at 21 degrees. So that gives you quite a lot of manual control over the unit. And that is pretty much what you need to know in order to the basic setup to do a temporary manual override on these systems when the BMS is not working properly. Yeah, hope that helps. The more you get to understand this, the easier it is to deal with these types of issues and override things. So on there, you can see it just dropped out the call for heat, and that's because I just turned, basically I just turned our set point down massively. So it was at, 27 degrees, and it's no longer calling because I just turned it down because the room's finally warmed up to where we want it to be. And now it's just going to maintain this temperature for the rest of the day. And, maybe I'll bump it up and down a little bit depending on what bookings are in there. But it allows me to control the unit fully, even without the BMS system working. And you can see this one here is still got a call for heat, and it's been running for about an hour now. It's a pretty big space, but it should be warmed up to a comfortable temperature for the walking lane. And you can see I've got this meter here. You can just take that and walk around the space in order to get a sense of what the actual temperature is, since you're not able to get the readings off here, because the readings are coming in through these to the computer, but right now it's the computer interface is inaccessible. So same as I changed this one here, so number 7 here is the room 100, room 200 is on this one here, which is number 6. So I'll just turn that one down as well, and then I'll go over to the unit and take a look at what it is there, since I don't have the remote meter on that one. But that's the basic principle. You can see here there's you know, this little printout that I made up showing you basically how to operate these manual controls on the Siemens system. Hopefully that's helpful for any sort of troubleshooting when the computer system's not working properly.